Now, why did that happen? We're going to talk about why that happened. Now, we talked about how we're going to go over what really drives the economy. What is the economy? Go ahead and shout out some ideas. What do you think the economy is? Consumer, exactly. That was quick. Quicker than the Gutenberg. People drive, I don't even need to take the whiteboard. That's quick. Good job. You know, you deserve a tape too, I think, huh? What do you think? Does he deserve one? All right. Thank you. People drive the economy. People drive the economy. You know, Alan Greenspan. Alan Greenspan is the most important person in finance considered by many. Alan Greenspan is the chairman of the Federal Reserve. We have that picture of Alan, our good friend. Alan Greenspan. Got some Alan fans here. Alan Greenspan, chairman of the Federal Reserve, most powerful economist in the world. When he sneezes, Wall Street catches a cold. You know, when he got married, there was analysts who wanted to figure out what that meant. I'm not kidding. They were on there saying, you know, Alan's getting married. What does this mean for the market? And there's these people from, you know, reputable firms on there. Well, I think that this will mean whatever. And, you know, all we could figure out is that he may have some more irrational exuberance. I don't know. I'll tell you somebody who is a much more sophisticated and accurate indicator of the truth about what drives the market and the economy. And that, of course, is Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson, there he is. Homer Simpson represents the average consumer. The average consumer is Homer Simpson. And Homer is predictable in big quantities. When you have a lot of Homers, he's predictable. People are predictable. We've learned this. You've learned this from the other events. If you've been to other Tony events, you know about the 6 human needs and things like that. People are predictable. I'll give you a couple quick examples. Close your eyes. Picture yourself in a grocery store. You have somebody in front of you. They got a giant cart full of groceries, and they've got some of those super king-size, family-size bags of potato chips. All right? Picture the person. How old are they? Now go ahead, open your eyes. Who pictured a 98-year-old man? Why not? 6-year-old boy? All right. Who pictured somebody 35, 45-ish? Go ahead, raise your hand. All right. Any potato chip experts here? Are we all potato chip experts? We just knew that. We have a chart that will show you with absolute certainty we know when people buy potato chips. This is tracked by the Consumer Price Index. People reach their peak in potato chip spending at age 41. This isn't our opinion. This is not Harry's opinion. This is fact from the Consumer Price Index. Why? Because we also know with absolute certainty that people who are 41, on average, their kids are 14 years old. They're eating them out of house and home. You like that one, you're going to really like the next one. This next slide, another example of how people are predictable. This next slide will show you not just when a specific product is bought, it also has one of the most dramatic spikes of any of the hundreds of things that are tracked by the Consumer Price Index and companies like Frito-Lay. This will tell you when the average male is going to have a midlife crisis. How's that for economic data, huh? How's that? And that, of course, is motorcycle sales. Motorcycle sales. For some reason, around age 45, 50, men just go out and buy bikes. And they don't buy $2,000 bikes either. Harley Davidson. Now, suppose you recognize this trend and you happen to know that there was a little thing called the baby boom, which I'm going to talk about. Would it have been a good investment to buy Harley? Go ahead and throw up Harley's chart. Let you be the judge. Had you invested in Harley around the beginning of this trend, 1990, you would have made a fortune because of trends, because of people. People are predictable. People drive the economy. So what we had, there we go, that's Harley Davidson's chart. Who would have liked to invest in that around 1990 or so? That's the power of prediction, people being predictable. That's the power of trends and patterns. You know, you all have the handout that has the spending wave on it. what we do is we take all of these factors together. We take potato chips, motorcycles, Tide, tires, we put them all together, and we determine when people reach the peak in spending in their life. And as Tom mentioned yesterday, it's around age 46 and a half, 47 years old. Now you take all that together and you lag it ahead because people drive the economy. And I don't care whether you're Cisco or Microsoft or Dairy Queen, people are what is driving the economy, ultimately consumer purchases. Now if we know when people buy the most in their life, we know what the market is going to do based on lagging that ahead 46 years. So you have that chart that was handed out, and we could bring it up here as well. Basically, that is the baby boom index, the birth index, lagged forward 46 years. So what that means, there's the chart which shows when people reach their peak in spending. And again, everything I've talked about so far is not a matter of opinion. It's all fact. It's all tracked by the government and other agencies. When people reach their peak in spending, now, how many people are economic watchers? You know one of the most important indicators is unemployment, correct? Unemployment is important because when people aren't employed, they're not buying products. Now, unemployment doesn't tell the whole story because when you have people reach later periods in life, unemployment moves at 1 or 2%. That's a really big deal for economic watchers. But people spend at different times in their life. This is another one that's common sense, just like the potato chips. People spend when they're at certain stage in their life, and that's common sense. We know this, that people around mid-40s, they spend the most money. Not when they're 60 or 70, and not when they're 19. That has a much more powerful impact on the economy than, in our opinion, almost all of the other economic indicators. So I mentioned that I'd tell you why we had this, you can take that down, why we had this collapse from 1968 to 1982. But I'll call on some experts from the audience. Who here has children? Raise your hand. Say aye. All right. Who has 5 kids or more? Anyone? Okay. Anybody have 6 kids or more? Anybody have 7 kids? Somebody has 8? Who has 8 kids? 8 kids? Stand up, please. Nobody has 9 kids, do they? All right, this is an expert on kids. Now, I don't know your financial situation, but I'll give you one stat to help you answer. Average family in America makes $48,000 a year. I assume you're making more than that because you're in this crowd. But for the average family, are kids expensive, yes or no? Indeed they are. Who agrees who has kids? All right. You definitely deserve a tape. 8 kids! Let's give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. 8 kids. Kids are expensive. No question about it, kids are expensive. Now, kids drain on the economy. I'll ask you another question for everyone.